Okay, now about his Vince Russo question, I have to say that really, WCW did not die because of Vince Russo. WCW died for a shitload of things. There's a lot of people to blame, but Vince Russo was not the sole reason. WCW was in crumbles when he was already there. It was already on its way down. So really, that's like saying that if TNA goes out of business in 2 years, that's like saying we gotta blame Hulk Hogan and Bischoff. TNA has been going down a downhill for a little bit now. You really can't blame Hogan and Bischoff for doing the whole thing when it's been going down for a while now. Simple. Okay, thank you very much for those questions. That was from Reed, by the way. Rated R Misfit. Hey man, I was wondering if you think any new main event heels for the Raw brand will emerge in the near future, or do you think it will keep being Orton, possibly Jericho, Big Show? I'm personally sick of seeing Orton every week. I really don't like seeing Show in the ring. I guess Swagger's the closest. That's still a little way off in my opinion. Again, this is before these questions are a while back. Kofi Kingston is going to be probably the newest one. He's the closest one to emerging as a main eventer. You did mention Cena, Triple H, HBK because I think Triple H was out when you sent me this question. And HBK was definitely out when you sent this question. So yeah, but yeah, I think Kofi Kingston of all the mid-carders is obviously going to be the one to emerge. Or Ted DiBiase, one of those two. Because Ring 2, I think, comes out in January, something like that. So he's going to be turned face soon. Okay, why do you think Joe Flacco's overrated? If I'll turn 50, I already talked about that. This year, I'll admit he's proven something to me. I really don't believe all that stuff that I said about him before anymore as much. Because he's really good this year. And I'll take back what I said. He's not overrated. Happy. Okay. God. What any more I have? Okay, here's from Volgras, one of my favorite Q&A guys. If you could create your own Fed and you could pick any two wrestlers in the world to build your Fed around, which two would you pick and why? Okay, if I had to pick only two, you're really cutting me at the balls there with two. To build it around, obviously you're going to need a great heel and a great face. It's pretty simple. The best heel right now, in my opinion, is still Jericho. I think he and Punk are both better than Aries on the mic. A lot of people disagree with me on that. But I still say, and I think out of all the three, I still say Jericho is the best in the ring. Yeah, Eddie Kingston is the best person on the mic in wrestling today, but Jericho's much better in the ring than Kingston is. Aries is much better, and Punk is much better than Kingston. I still stand by that. I still say that Jericho's better on the mic than Aries and Punk, and I still say that he's better in the ring than Aries and Punk. I'll stand by that. And my face, a Jericho and AJ Styles feud would be great. I would love to build a federation around those two guys. That would be wonderful. That's a dream match that no one's ever seen. Plus, it's different, you know? Jericho and AJ. Top heel in one company, top face in the other. I like it. Jericho Danielson's another one. WrestleMania 26, what match would you have to start and end Mania start? I still say Money in the Bank has to start Mania. For the WrestleMania main event next year, I haven't really thought that too much into it. What I think is going to happen, if it's Michaels' last match and Taker's last match, we could get a WrestleMania 25 rematch. I've always thought that. If they're both retiring next year, which is a big possibility. But if not, I don't want Cena or Triple H. You could build up Morrison, but damn, you have to build that up really good. Like, you'd have to work at that. Probably something involving Michaels, Taker, Morrison, or who's a dream? Ted DiBiase wants to beat Taker. I still think that's very cocky of him. But I don't... For Money in the Bank, though, who would I have in Money in the Bank? I would have possibly Evan Bourne win it this time if you build him right. I thought that late 2008, he was hot until he got injured, and the injury, really hurt him. The injury really hurt him, and I felt bad for that because he was hot in 2008. It was the thing with Matt Hardy. So I just feel bad about that. But I do think that Morrison... Don't put MVP in the Money Bank. I think he should be higher than that. Bourne, Swagger maybe. Maybe Yoshitatsu, he in the Money in the Bank. I know he's botchy, and I complained about that. Maybe you can put Shelton and Sheamus. Just trying to think of more ECW. Just put all those ECW new guys in there. That'd be a great Money in the Bank. Oh, shit, how can I forget? Christian. Put Christian. Edge and Jericho. That's what I was trying to think. Edge and Jericho could main event. Christian Michaels could main event. Morrison Michaels could, Michaels' last match. Anything along those lines is fine. Where do you see Ring of Honor in 3 years? If they don't, I really think that they're making a good stride for now. I don't see them moving much, cause unless they get rated again, and they really can't afford to get rated, in my opinion. Again, there's not many people who can really carry the company in Ring of Honor. Really, there's only 3 that comes to mind: Aries, maybe Chris Hero, and possibly Tyler Black. I really can't envision Roderick Strong carrying Ring of Honor. I can't envision Claudio carrying Ring of Honor. Definitely not Claudio. There's very few people who I think can carry the company. And, Davey Richards maybe. But seriously, they really can't afford another raid. If WWE takes those guys, then I'm not saying Ring of Honor will die, because it won't. I just think, you'll set back your progress a few years. So yeah, if TNA keeps fucking up and Ring of Honor keeps taking the wrestlers, I think they can maybe get a better deal than HDNet. I mean, I know a lot of people really like HDNet. It's not available to everyone. That's their main problem. They're not trying to compete with the WWE. They said that many times. But I still say you should still try to gain a proper fan base. HDNet is not the way to do that. Even if it is available on the internet, most people get annoyed with having to watch like 6 videos. Do you think Vince McMahon would ever bring back WCW? Nope. He did that once and it failed. I doubt he'll bring it back again. That's just my opinion. Okay, now, hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I had to go to the video where I asked you guys to post questions in the comments. This one's from Cobb456. Good to see you, buddy. How do you feel about WWE now set on rating ROH talent? I already talked about that. Don't like it. Ring of Honor, in my opinion, only has 3 guys left who can carry the company. And Chris Hero and Tyler Black are maybes. Austin Aries, really, there's very few people left. I do not think Sanjay or any of those guys can do it. Rick the Model Martel, looking back, what is your favorite angle storyline for the WWE from 1987 through 1992? Angle? Maybe the Sergeant Slaughter angle. I mean, I know that he was, and you said WWE, not NWA. I know he was viciously hated. Restaurants, they had to move Wrestlemania because there were bomb threats at the stadium they originally wanted to go. Restaurants wouldn't let him in. That was hot angle. Or Savage Hogan's another one. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. This one's from Nightmare 10. What are your feelings about Vic going to the Eagles, and do you think this increases your chance of Super Bowl? No, not at all. What has Vic done this year? Like, now in retrospect, has Vince done much for that team at all? No, he has not. Kenneth Kolb, I still think is okay. I don't think he's very good, but I think he's okay. And I think Vic I don't think Vic will be getting much playing time. And I think the Eagles are a bit over. They were good last year, but this year let's put it this way. I think the Giants and I think the Cowboys in the end will both surpass them in the NFC East race. This was from WikiY000. What do you think goes on from here with Undertaker Punk? Apparently from WWE it's over, even though it's not, but I'm not so big on. I don't know what else is gonna happen. I think Undertaker's gonna lose the belt, and maybe Punk will regain it somewhere from December to January. But I do not see like any more continuation between Punk and Taker themselves. They might, but I doubt it. They already had a Hell in a Cell match. You really can't go. You can't downgrade in stipulation. That's why I didn't like that pay-per-view so early. Okay, from Sanders Robin, what are your thoughts on the Wonder Years TV show from the 90s? Do you think Fred Savage is a good actor for his age? I never saw the Wonder Years TV show, but I do know who Fred Savage is, and I think for his age, he was an excellent actor. Very unappreciative and very underrated. And one of the better kid actors of the times. And he's up there with... People really like Macaulay Culkin. I like the Home Alone movies. I did not like his performance in them that much. Sorry, that's just me. Who else is not a very famous child actor? Raven in the Cosby Show, I guess. I thought she was good, funny. Okay, Pats and Packers playoffs, yes or no? From Cool Nerd. Pats, yes. Packers, probably. Their division isn't that good, but I still think the Vikings are gonna beat them. That they could still make it. What do you think about old 90s shows such as Boy Meets World, Drew Carey Show? Drew Carey Show I liked. They didn't like it that much. I never really followed it. I love Boy Meets World. I love that show. I have their first, second, and third season. I've been wanting to get their fourth season if it's out on DVD. Great, very underrated. Do you think Nigel will get us over being in the title picture again? For TNA? Yeah, sure. Big Hippie Pat. What would be an ROH dream entry with all the great indie wrestlers and those that have been fired from WWE and TNA? I've already said this. I think Kenta and Kevin Steen, we haven't seen that yet, or maybe even Kenta and Kenny King, since you guys know I'm really high on Kenny King. That's just all I can think of off the top of my head. There might be more, but if you want to just stick with just indies, that's all I can really say right now. Okay, I only got 3 questions left. Let's try to do this. From the Wrestling Hero 9, the show New York City for Arnold Wars 2, do you think the whole show is a card, is a dream card? Yes, it is, and apparently it was an awesome show. Do you want to see Brian Kendrick and Paul London in ROH again? Paul London, I think, should stay in PWG just for a little while longer, and I don't want Kendrick to go to ROH right away. I think they're going to need these guys as guys to help out with the company, but yeah, I would love to see them in the future. I just don't want them to go right now. And what do you think of the Cowboys beating the Titans? I thought the Titans were very good. I was wrong. They're not so good after all. Sorry, it's the classic. We all know it's true. Okay, guys, I'm Bigrat310. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Q&A, and I promise you more Q&As in the future. I'm out, guys. See ya. Oh, night 2.